What's up guys, Dark Dally here, and today I'm in my big empty sanctuary, which you'll recall that I decided to build in. And what I was going to do here is not exactly totally clear. It's kind of intimidating when you get handed a blank canvas, you know, it's like trying to write a book and you have a blank page. And sometimes the best way to solve that is to just start putting stuff down so that you're not working on a blank canvas, you know. It's the easiest way to cure writer's block, or in this case, builder's block, because I took a day or two, because it's been a couple days since I posted a video, looking at this big, humongous blank canvas, like, what am I going to put here? Now, I really can't say any of these are permanent. They're just buildings and things I've started to put up, you know. It's like, okay, so let's put a couple concrete buildings, you know. Does this look concretey, you know? Let's put some Nuka-Town structures. Does this place look like it could have a Nuka-Town look, you know? And so one structure I did decide I wanted a really awesome building for like storage. Mainly storage was the main thing that spawned this idea, and then I built it upward and turned it into like a workshop kind of thing. So it's like a workshop slash storage building. And I gotta say, I really like the way that it's come along. It's definitely very unique. I've done some of my Minecraft style architecture again here, you know, using multiple blocks, that is, to create, you know, contours. And I think it's very cool. What I did was, and of course I'm going to show this and how I did some of the stuff on it. You know, the first floor is it's all concrete walls, and then this here is an elevator shaft. And I don't know, I thought it'd be cool to just run the concrete walls up the elevator shaft, and I ended up tapering them out like this. I wanted to make it look supported, not just a plain naked vertical shaft, which goes up to this. The main structure is based on barn walls, simply because the elevator is, it just really makes it easier. Now, speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead in here and skip to this. Now, because the first story is concrete and the rest are barn, and the elevator conforms to the barn and warehouse, you know, ceiling heights, and not concrete. Well, here's what I did. I sunk the elevator down 2 floor thicknesses into the ground, which is the difference between barn and warehouse. I'm sorry, which is the difference between concrete and then the barn and warehouse ceilings. The difference is 2 floor thicknesses. So what I did was I simply sunk this elevator down, and I'll show you how I did that, so that when you go to the second floor, it lines up perfectly, and then from here on up, it's all barn pieces, so that I don't have any more elevator alignment problems. Now, I've shown this before in videos. I should probably either make another video or start showing this more and more, you know, here and there throughout videos, because a lot of people who are subscribed now were not subscribed and may have missed when I showed some of my tricks. So let's put this floor here, and I'll show you real quick. Now, there's lots of ways to do stuff, especially now, because even on PlayStation now we have a Place Anywhere mod, you know, and there's so many ways to do things, but sometimes snapping stuff is still just the best way to do it. I still use the rug glitch whenever I can. You know, I have the swap a mod, and I'll show you some things I used it on. What you want to do is, say I want to move this down 2 floor levels, I'm going to use these stairs and these stairs, alright? And even though I have the Place Anywhere mod, I still find myself using the rug glitch when possible, because it's easier and it's quicker, you know. And when it comes to this kind of stuff, sure, you know, you could just place a floor anywhere you want, but it's not going to line up, it's not going to be exact, and then other things aren't going to snap. So it's really always the best policy to snap stuff whenever you can. Now you see I'm just swapping these floors back and forth. Oops, there we go. That puts us 2 floor thicknesses down. Now, it's not 2 of these floor thicknesses. The barn and warehouse floors are thicker. It's 2 of those. But anyway, so that creates a nice step down. Some concrete steps or something will work perfectly there, and also it works in this case when you need to sink something down into the ground. It works for a lot of different things. So let's go up to the second floor again. Oh, so here is, I really like this door. I've seen this door and I wanted to use it, but I never really found the opportunity to until now, and I thought it was just the perfect fit for this building, because I wanted like a sealed vault, like storage facility. And you'll see once I get this decorated in here, there's a lot to do in this town I'm building here. This is going to be like secure. This is like military storage in here. There's going to be power armor and weapons and stuff like stocked up here, just, you know, for looks and what have you. And then, okay, so I said I did use the Swappa mod, which I recently downloaded. Until then, I've been simply using the red glitch, pillar glitches, and my own tricks, which you can see in my videos. However, I came upon a couple things when I decided, okay, now is the opportunity to use this new mod I have, the Place Anywhere mod for the PlayStation. Because as you guys know, I'm on PS4. And the opportunity came when I needed to block off the ugly gap right there. And the only way I could figure to do it, and so luckily we have this. I've only used it twice, actually, and that's here. And here I have a door that closes over the elevator, just kind of like a thing, like give it a freight elevator feel, so I have a door that closes over it. And I also used the Swappa mod to put in that piece, because I didn't see any other way to block that section off. So yeah, this is like my freight elevator door. This is just a garage door that I placed and, you know, clip stuff through it. It's pretty easy. Some of the harder things, I guess you could say, came when I had to figure out how I was going to attach this concrete elevator shaft to the barn structure here. Because you got different ceiling heights, different all kinds of things, and I only had about a half wall section there that I needed to cover up, and there are no half barn walls like there are, you know, concrete. However, there are these things, these big half doorways. And what I was able to do was I was able to take out this concrete temporarily, snap these in, and then luckily I was able to put the concrete back. So it allowed me to join the concrete and barn structures. Now this does get a little tall up here. I actually had to install a mod to increase the settlement height because Sanctuary does not like 4-story elevators, and this is a 4-story elevator. Let's see if I can get out here so I can see. So I used the mod to increase the height, the settlement height, just enough so I could put a roof over there, and I will put something on top. And then this is the next floor up here. I don't have these furnished yet. Actually, these stairs are temporary. This up here is an attic. The 4th floor, so to speak, is an attic, and it's very much not finished. I still need to decide how I'm going to close off this gap. I have some ideas. I actually think I can do it with a rug glitch and a certain item. I think should cover that up nicely. This is not going to, this gap won't be here. This is all sealed off attic, like storage. I like to have a little attic storage place. It feels cool. You know, it's like cut off from everything else, so it's like a little secret room kind of, even though not really. So this right here is the first of, I'm probably, I guess, whatever kind of town I decide to do here is going to build out from this. This building is still very plain, and I don't even mean just the inside, I mean the outside. I want trees and bushes and, you know, graffiti on the walls, hell, you know, anything I can think of, and this is going to look very organic. Right now, I know it kind of sticks up out of the settlement like a sore thumb. I do really think this looks cool, but there's a lot more I can do to blend this in and make it look more organic and part of the landscape. And that, well, that's my goal, and that's the whole idea. Is I don't want the town to look like this, because if you take this formula and you just keep going, then you just end up with a big area with a bunch of buildings. And the difference between a big area with a bunch of buildings and a town, you know, is the way that they all interconnect. And so that's why I'm taking a lot of time to focus on how I want to get this all done. Okay, and before I go, there's a couple more things I want to say. I mentioned the Swappa mod, which a lot of people are familiar with, but hell, I wasn't until like a week ago when someone pointed it out. So I may as well go ahead and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. And the author of the mod, I assume it was the mod author, created a video, a tutorial video, which I found useful and I totally followed it, but I think a lot of people didn't quite follow it. It does go kind of fast. Sometimes there's a couple times I did have to rewind it and this and that. All said though, there's nothing wrong with this tutorial, but if some people wanted some stuff clarified, you know, I'd be happy to make, you know, a video in my style, you know, the way I do videos, showing and hopefully maybe clearing up and making it easier for some people to use. But you know, it allows you to take, you know, any object, snappable or not, and place it if I can hit that switch anywhere you want. There we go. Yeah, and so that's really handy, and that's how I've done a lot of this stuff, and that's how we'll continue to do a lot more stuff around here, you know, is by using this mod to place stuff anywhere I want it. The other thing I wanted to say is also about mods, and that is the mods I'm using. I still continue to get questions, so you guys know I am on PS4, and my mod load order is linked in the description with links to the mods. The main ones you see here are Unlock Settlement Objects, Clean and Smooth Sanctuary, I believe is the name. I'm also using Scrap That Settlement, and I was very careful in the way I placed Scrap That Settlement and Clean Sanctuary in respect to one another so that they don't conflict. Those are the two main ones you see here, is Clean and Smooth Sanctuary and Unlock Settlement Objects. Alright guys, so this is the start to a very long and very fun, I'm having a lot of fun building here, so there's a lot more to come on this. I'm going to stay here, I'm not going to deviate from this until this is done. That said, I'll still be doing other videos, but build videos I'm just going to be building here until this is done so I do not get distracted. Alright guys, it's been fun, I really had fun making this video, I hope you guys liked it, and I will catch you all next time. My name is Dark Dally, don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with all the stuff, you know, all the new content and tricks and, you know, tips I come up with. Alright guys, I will see you all later.